You ready for the twist of a lifetime? You fucking ready? Oh, this one. I bet you weren't ready for that one now, were you? You ready to be on a ride? Twist upon twist. More twist than a fucking pretzel? Well, that's what the story is. That's what the story is. You may remember, I made a video about a man that had a suspended driver's license and went to a Zoom court hearing while driving to a doctor's office.
This is a driver with a license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving. He didn't have a license.
Which is probably the dumbest thing you could ever do. And I said, and when it comes to stupidity, this guy takes the cake. There are people that are dumber than me. Even I'm surprised by that. But then I end up retracting that statement because turns out he did have a license.
Harris said he had no idea he was driving on a suspended license. He thought the suspension that was tied to unpaid child support had been lifted 2 years ago.
All of this was supposed to have been taken care of already.
Because turns out he was just a king trying to get his queen to the doctor's office for a medical emergency. So everyone's like, we love you, we love you. But hold on, as all good plot twists, we didn't see this coming. Turns out the Judge Simpson, he dug closer into this. He dug closer. He fucking digged in the trenches, digged out all his information in the court. He found that Corey Harris was lying the whole time. Turns out he's never had a fucking license. Not once did he ever own a license.
Now, I hated that I had to look at all of this, but when there's a question as to what I did, I'm going to look at everything to make sure that what I did was all in order. If, for whatever reason, the one time in my life I was wrong, I will say it. Let me make it very clear, based upon what the courts looked at, he has never had a Michigan license, ever, and has never had a license in the other 49 states and commonwealths that form up this great union.
He never once owned a license. He's been in the building to get a license, but never actually got one. He never got a license. He never had a license. And I'm like, how can you guys not know this information that he's never had a license? Like, they said his license was suspended, but that's because he never had a fucking license. What the fuck? Like, ugh. And also, another thing. There is footage of that arrest that day when they pulled over Corey that day that got him the ticket for driving with a suspended license. He said multiple times, I do not have a license. I do not have a license.
We watched the body cam video. At least twice during this traffic stop, he acknowledged to the officer that he did not have a valid license. Quote, actually, I don't have a valid license. The question was, are you a valid driver? Quote, I am not. Close quote.
But then when you had a whole apology tour with other news anchors, you're saying, my license was never reinstated, even though it's supposed to be. Motherfucker, how can you reinstate something that's not there? You remember that retraction I made in my video? We all need to collectively apologize to this man. And here I'm gonna say, I'm sorry for calling you an idiot. Ignore that. Ignore that. Just like PlayStation, when they wanted you to connect your PSN to Helldivers and basically make it so you cannot fucking play the game if you don't do that. Forget about it. It never happened. That never happened. It never did happen. Me retracting my statement never fucking happened because this man's dumber than I thought. Wasted everyone's fucking time. Poor lawyer. Fucking, she should get paid double for getting her time wasted by this man. Because how can you, oh my god. Like, it just bothers me that this motherfucker really said, I have a suspended driver's license. My ass, you never had a driver's license. And don't go thinking that this judge is holy. That this judge here has no sins. He's above all sins. Because even though he did look deeply into this case, he did a great job with this case when he found out that this man was lying the whole fucking time. It turns out he didn't have a license at all. He is no saint. He is no saint. Like all of us, we all make mistakes. His mistake is trying to help out a homie out of a drunk driving fucking ticket, a DUI, as you would say. Because this man was suspended for 9 months with no pay for interfering in a drunk driving case involving an intern. They wanted to remove him from office, but they chose a lighter sentence, which was still pretty bad though. Fucking 9 months without pay. That's that's a fuck ton of money you're missing out on. That is his. He's trying to get rid of it, basically get rid of it from the record, and he tried his best to basically pretend it never happened. So that's all I wanted to talk about. That I'm right. I'm not the dumbest anymore. That's all I wanted to talk about. See you guys next time. Bye. Peace and love. And fuck Manuel.
One to the three. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe. And I get more ass than a toilet seat. 3 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I met a bad bitch last night in the D. Let me tell you how I made her leave.
That this judge here has no sins. He's above all sins.